Trump is signaling significant pain tolerance, and we believe him. Tobin Marcus, Wolfe Research policy and politics head, joins us now. He's also confirmed to our Eamon Javers that these are set to be permanent. Tobin, do you think they will have the desired effect of getting more autos made in this country and in the meantime bringing in revenues?
I'm sure we will see the automakers move to bring some production back to the U.S. to the extent that they can. The tariffs are quite significant, so I think that there's going to be a lot of motivation to bring them back. But the unemployment rate in the U.S. is 4%. There's only so much of these various different manufacturing activities that President Trump is targeting that we can all simultaneously onshore, and there's a limit to the pace at which that can be done. So I don't think that that really functions as a strategy for fully evading the tariffs, notwithstanding the president's sort of routine declarations that if you don't want to pay these tariffs, bring your manufacturing back to the U.S.
Right. No, it takes time. So how are you advising investors on the USMCA compliant vehicle imports, and especially parts imports, as we look toward later when that gets implemented as well?
Right. So vehicles are getting hit right away, and then that will get sort of the impact of that will be partially reduced once they start certifying the U.S. content of their vehicles. Parts are currently exempt, and then we'll see how long it takes them to get this new process set up for carving out the U.S. content of parts. But the intention seems fairly clear from these tariffs to eventually cover a lot of parts, both the end of this exemption, which is clearly not meant to be permanent, and then they've clearly telegraphed that they're intending to expand the footprint of what kinds of parts are covered over time, with an invitation for producers to sort of ask them to add new parts to the list.
President Trump, on his post on Truth Social, threatened Europe and Canada and said if they work together to do harm to the U.S. to the USA, large-scale tariffs far larger than the currently planned will be placed on both of them in order to protect the best friend that each of those two countries has ever had. What do you think that entails, and how do you think Canada and Europe will react?
Yeah, so, the idea of other countries sort of coordinating around the U.S. to create a non-U.S. Western bloc, I don't think is a particularly near-term threat. So I'm not that concerned about that particular idea that he's raised, that he's going to need to crack down on that kind of cooperation. I think for now, our major trading partners are still looking at us. There's a lot of concern, obviously, even though there's significant potential U.S. economic impact from these tariffs, the impact on our trading partners is more severe in the vast majority of cases. So it's going to be a tough balancing act for folks trying to figure out how much to retaliate versus how much to just grit their teeth and bear it and hope that some of this goes away eventually.